Singapore is shining with extraordinary stuff like incredible infrastructure, floating offices, and some mind-blowing bridges. But the bitter fact here is it's still lacking because of less availability of arable land, less manpower, and almost no appropriate resources. The majority of their food consumption is highly dependent on its imports. So what now? Is it a good sign? Well, not really. They must improvise in certain aspects to meet the growing demands on individuals. Governments have already come up with some solutions which could easily solve the issue and help the country to bloom in all sectors, including agriculture. What is the solution? An Agritech economy. Yes, this will suit the best in the picture and will help in improvising the sector and meeting the demands. Why are experts optimistic about this innovative solution? What advancements can be spotted in restructuring the agriculture sector? Let's take a deeper dive to know what Singapore is on to. Which technique did Singapore opt for? Well, there was no such technique or process followed by them, and the result is they are currently growing less than 10% of the food required by its population. This is mainly because of the very less availability of land and natural resources which are needed for crop cultivation. This country has only about 724 square kilometers of farmland, which is very less for Singapore to be self-sufficient. To improvise on these aspects and reduce the dependency on imports for varied fruits and vegetables, they required a groundbreaking solution. It was not only this, but the country also faced a major issue of unpredictable weather events like droughts and floods, as they were creating havoc and disruptions to global food supply and shooting up prices. And yes, lastly, the unexpected pandemic and global crisis left the nation in a miserable state. The supply chain was entirely bumbled, and abrupt volatility in food prices resulted in very less or almost no food accessible to the island nation. What now? The plans in the pipeline are phenomenal. Soon, with the implementation of new technologies and ideas, it'll become an urban agriculture technology hub. They're paving the way for a sophisticated and sustainable technology that'll solve the issues of self-sufficiency and for food security in the next few years. Soon to be an Agritech nation. What is the newly buzzed technology which is driving greater self-sufficiency? The Singaporean government has already aimed to restructure its entire agriculture sector, and at the same time, they have heavily invested in technology and machinery which will help in enhancing productivity. Mainly, their core focus is on vertical farms, indoor farming, and containment fish farms, which will help in achieving the stated target by 2030. #high-tech egg farms. The first innovative technology which will restructure the agriculture sector is increasing the productivity yield of eggs. These are the richest source of protein that an individual can consume. Realizing this fact, eggs are in huge demand in the market. With Agritech, they're trying to produce as many as varied types of eggs at the 3 chicken farms in the country. These farmlands are specifically named Choose Agriculture, NNN Agriculture, and lastly, Sengchun Farm. The process of maintaining and raising chicken here is so easy now. As with automation, every process is amazingly automated, eventually being more accurate and less time-consuming. From the feeding of hens to the collection, grading, and packaging of eggs, every process is carried out either by AI-powered robots, machinery, or various other automation facilities. All of them are working under the Singapore Quality Egg Scheme, where quality is their core aim. They timely monitor the system to ensure freshness and quality standards are followed by the food agency. The results of these advancements in the technique are classic. The productivity shooted up, and they also have managed to maintain the egg quality. One can also tweak the egg production and come up with some specialized products like nutrient-enriched, pasteurized, and ready-to-eat eggs. To date, this innovation is only applied to large sector farms and is still left to be adopted by local farms. If this happens, then one can easily get access to high-quality yield with a varied variety of products. #closed containment fish farms. Now it's fish farming which is improvising and eventually boosting up the quality as well as quantity of the output produced. Just like indoor farmings, they have found an innovative way to increase production yield by closed containment systems. This extraordinary technique will have a controlled environment that can produce a variety of fishes without any need for external elements like rising sea temperature, algae blooms, or oil spills. These were the major weaknesses for outdoor fishing, as if any of those aspects crossed its level, that it could wipe out tons of fish, which could be a major loss for the nation.